Since they first met in high school, Alan Jackson and his wife Denise have experienced some difficult times in their nearly 4-decade marriage. Denise Jackson, the well-known country singer's wife who was with him before fame entered the scenes, was born in Newnan, Georgia. The tale of their first encounter is humorous. Denise had to learn some difficult lesson about life and how she manages her love life and marriage because they wasn't always joyful. She acknowledged that marriage is not in the park and that everyone has regrets when it cursing her views on marriage and maturity. Denise's spouse allegedly told her she was overly controlling and was unfaithful to her, afraid that her family would one day come together during their 3-month separation. She was so engrossed in his life and job, according to Denise, that she didn't realize she was in charge. She had grown about the trajectory of his career, speaking on what she believed might have contributed to a family's eventual reconciliation. She pleaded for forgiveness, saying she had to do of her heart. May God make me a forgiving wife. The couple is still quite affectionate right now, and even flaunts each other on social media. On their 38th week, the couple can be seen grinding for the camera in an alien post. He claimed that they still depend heavily on love. By paying for his wife's college expenses and even a car so she could travel alone, Ellen adopted the position of the conventional supplier. When Denise gave her husband his job back after getting her own, it became quite successful. The largest stepping stone to her husband's career was Denise's position as flight attendant. If not for what his wife did without hesitation, Alan is still a struggling musician, may still be nameless. Denise once saw rhinestone cowboy Campbell at the airport where she was at work. She approached him and confided in him about her marriage. Campbell offered the woman a business card as a result, changed everything. Ellen also makes enough money to purchase a new home, along with the other kids. Unfortunately, this icon's fortune in both his family and his career is sufficient to keep him from failing in his relationship. Ellen and Denise experienced a brief separation in 1997. The following year, they were reconciled. Years later, it was Ellen's adultery was the cause of the unforeseen split. 3 years after discussing their marital issues, the couple now faces cancer as a new challenge. In 2010, Denise received a rectal cancer diagnosis. The couple's world was turned upside down once more. Together they prayed, and Alan stayed by his wife's side as she received for the illness. He discussed the trip in 2012. Our entire attitude of life, our values, and what truly matters have all changed as a result of the diagnosis. It takes place in circumstances like that, he informed the Palm Beach Post. The soul was revealed by an insider. Denise Jackson has been hospitalized and is in the recovery room to risk illness spread to her stomach. The couple decided they didn't need many additional homes when Denise passed, so some of them, and prioritized spending time together.
What happened to the country star? Tune in to find out. Alan Jackson is a professional singer and songwriter. He is mostly recognized for the blend of traditional honky-tonk and mainstream country pop songs. Likewise, he is also his own songs. Out of the 16 studio albums he has recorded, 2 of them are gospel albums, 3 are greatest hit albums, and 2 are Christmas albums. Alan is regarded as one of the best-selling music artists. In fact, he has sold 75 million records worldwide, out of which 44 million copies were sold in the United States alone. In this article, you will get an insight into Alan Jackson's personal life. Let us learn more about the country. No news about Alan Jackson's hospitalization has surfaced on the internet. However, he has revealed that he is diagnosed with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. In fact, he was diagnosed with the disease 10 years ago. In an interview with today's Gina Bush-Hager, Alan revealed that it was genetic. He inherited the mother. Likewise, he has mentioned that the disease has no cure but has been affecting him. For for years. He's stumbling around the stage and has a little trouble balancing. Moreover, he has talked about how he feels uncomfortable in front of the mic. On the other hand, Alan is married to his wife, Denise Jackson. They are high school sweethearts and very supportive of each other. Country star Alan Jackson was diagnosed with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease 10 years ago. Talking is a degenerative nerve condition also known as peroneal muscular atrophy (PMA) and hereditary motor and sensory neuropathy. It damages the peripheral nerves. Unfortunately, no cure for Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease is. Symptoms can be reduced through the help of therapy by compromising smaller, weaker muscles in the body's extremities. CMT affects the peripheral nervous system and creates balance issues. The illness, on the other hand, has no effect on life expectancy. Talking on achievements, he has been awarded 2 Grammy Awards, 17 ACM Awards, and 16 CMA Awards. Likewise, he has been nominated for various other awards. In 2001, he was inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame, inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, and Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2017 and 2018 respectively. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. An increasingly disabling nerve condition affects Alan Jackson. 10 years ago, this condition was first identified in him. Alan Eugene Jackson is an American singer and songwriter there. He was born on October 17, 1958 on this planet. Honky-tonk and country pop influences from more modern country music are combined in his music to create a... In addition, he writes a significant amount of his own songs. Jackson has put out 22 albums in total, including 16 studio albums, 3 best-of compilations, 2 holiday albums, and 2 gospel. One of the most well-known musicians in history without a question is Jackson. Thanks to his efforts, more than 75 million records have been sold, 44 million of which were sold in the United States alone. He has a total of 66 songs in his on the Billboard Hot Country Singles and Tracks list. 38 of those 66 songs have reached the top 5, while 35 have at one time in their careers reached number 1. Read more about J.C. Combs' Billboard Top Country Albums chart. Currently list 15 albums. 9 of the albums have received multiple platinum certifications for album sales. In addition to being the winner of numerous other awards, he received 2 Grammy Awards, 16 CMA Awards, and 17 ACM Awards. He is a Grand Ole Opry member in addition to being inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame in 2017, saw Loretta into the Country Music Hall of Fame. That same year, he was admitted to the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame 2018. On December 15, 1979, Jackson, his high school sweetheart Danny Grace, Alexandra Jane Ali, and Matey Denise Seligman were born on August 23, 1993, June 19, 1990, and June 19, 1990 respectively. Their 3 children born in 1997 on the 28th, they received the news that their first grandchild would be born in December 2022. Alan has been suffering from Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease for 10 years. He said, "I have this neuropathy and neurological disease. It's genetic from my daddy. There is no cure for it, but it's been affecting me for years, and it's getting more and more obvious. And I know I am stumbling around on stage, and now I am having a little trouble balancing even from phone, and so I just feel very uncomfortable. It's not going to kill me. It's not deadly. I am not saying I would not be able to tour. I will try to do as much as I can." CMT, often known as Allen's disease, is one of diseases. It affects the peripheral nerves, spinal cord, and brain, causing damage to all 3. It has an impact on the nerves. It is a somewhat common genetic neurological condition that affects around 150,000 people in the United States and 2.6 all over the world. Alan Jackson inherited a hereditary condition from his father, which caused him to suffer. Even though he is not yet admitted to a hospital, he is getting advice from licensed medical professionals regarding preventive measures. Progression of music lost a legend. Alan Jackson passed on unexpectedly at 64 years old. As a country, Jackson had a very effective vocation, having sold in excess of 75 million records around the world. He was drafted into the Down Home Music Hall popularity in 2017, yet only a couple of stunning declarations came to each of his fans. Jackson died from a disease. The bluegrass music star died on Friday. TMZ declared it was his significant other Asians who reported the such news there was news would have rather not had done declare we would tell about passing of Alan Jackson, a bluegrass music legend. Tim said detail in a video shared on his virtual entertainment in late November. Alan Jackson uncovered to his supporters that he he was experiencing cellular breakdown in the lungs. That was a hole in the media that I had cellular breakdown in the lungs. It's actual I found out about the sickness last Feb. Sense of Jackson, as per a relative of the male vocalist Jackson, spent over a month in the clinic before he was gotten back to his post. Worth the 74-year elderly person's body, not general clinical mediations. A medical caretaker said that his cancer had spread his lungs and has nearly stopped working. The male singer was on a ventilator for quite a while before via web. Numerous television stars paid their regards to Alan Jackson. He propelled me. I owe him. TV owes him a ton. My considerations go to all of his family, saying Akkad Patron, said Blake Shelton. Shirt set to hear the report about Alan. He is an eternal voice. I would not today without him in his significant exhortation. Generally impacts me after the stunning demise. The burial service of the late craftsman will be held tomorrow. There will be family mentors present in his serious function. What